News of a serial killer being loose in Portland, Oregon has taken the internet by storm the last couple of days. But the Portland Police Bureau is saying, hold on a second, let us get all our facts in a row before we create mass hysteria. I'm Collier Landry. This is Moving Past Trauma. Let's get into it.
Testimony continued today in the most notorious criminal trial in...
When I was 12 years old, my testimony sent my father to prison for murdering my mother. This podcast serves as a type of therapy and reconciliation for myself, and it is my hope that it helps anyone who has experienced deception, betrayal, and dark trauma.
I'm Collier Landry, and this is Moving Past Trauma. Portland Police Bureau in Oregon took a strong stance against, quote, online rumors this past Sunday, shutting down theories of potential serial killer after the deaths of 6 women under the age of 40 within the last 3 months. The agency publicly condemned the speculation, accusing social media posts and news articles of spreading, quote, anxiety and fear in our community, without being, quote, supported by the facts available at this point. In a press release, they said, while any premature death is concerning, PPB has no reason to believe that these 6 cases are connected. Officers with the PPB first found human remains in Multnomah County, Oregon, in February, later determining that the remains belonged to Kristen Smith, 22, who was reported missing on December 22, 2022. Smith's cause of death is unknown, and the investigation around her death is ongoing, according to the press release. Now, more than a month later, police in nearby Clark County found the body of Joanna Speaks, who was 32, on an abandoned property. The Clark County coroner ruled Speaks' death a homicide, quote, from blunt head and neck injuries, according to ABC affiliate KATU. On April 24th, police located 2 additional bodies in Multnomah County, and deputies from the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office located the body of Charity Lynn Perry, who was 24, in a culvert, according to officials. Law enforcement is investigating the incident as a suspicious death. And the same day, officials found the body of an unidentified woman in a tent at the Lentz neighborhood of Portland, according to the Multnomah County Medical Examiner's Office. Officials are still trying to identify the women, who they estimate are between the age of 25 and 40, and possibly Native American or Native Alaskan. Quote, there is no indication that foul play was suspected by the medical examiner on scene or the officers who were there to assist, unquote, according to the press release from the PPB. A week later, officials with the Polk County Sheriff's Office located the body of Bridget Leanne Ramsey Webster. Now, law enforcement is asking the public for information about the suspicious death, according to KATU. Now, the remains of Ashley Real, 22, were found by police on May the 7th in a wooded area of Clackamas County, according to PPB. Real was last seen in late March, and her death is being investigated as suspicious, but is not conclusively a homicide, according to officials. Police in Portland, Oregon are trying to dispel rumors of a serial killer after the remains of these 6 women were found over the last 3 months. While the PPB has communicated with nearby agencies about some of the suspicious deaths, the organization pushed back against the idea that interagency communication means the cases are connected. Quote, with all investigations of this nature, we are routinely in contact with our law enforcement partners, PPB wrote in their release. That has happened here, but that should not suggest a connection has been made, unquote. PPB has promised to communicate with the public if anything changes, and said that the cases do not present a, quote, articulable danger at the moment. So a lot of people are talking about one area that to note is there a consistency in the deaths and with the weapon used? Because if there is a consistency in a manner of death and a weapon, then this could lead to even more and ignite more speculation that there indeed is one single perpetrator committing these crimes. And this could in fact be a serial killer. But you know what? That's just my sort of speculation on this. I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd love to talk about this case more and hear your thoughts on it. Until next time, Mover Nation, I'm Collier Landry, and this is Moving Past Trauma. Thanks, y'all.
This podcast is made possible by support from listeners just like you. For exclusive content around this podcast, please consider supporting me via Patreon by going to collierlandry.com/support. Please subscribe via Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts from, and please leave us a 5-star review. If you want to see video episodes of this podcast, please check out my YouTube channel at youtube.com/collierlandry. You can find links to additional resources in the show notes of today's episode. This podcast is a production of Don't Touch My Radio. Copyright Collier Landry.